I'm just going to try to do a quick video. I'm making an apron for my daughter who lives here in Western Washington. Yesterday they came over for dinner and she brought a delicious pumpkin loaf that she had made. It was so good. Knowing that she's in the kitchen baking, I thought, what the heck, I'll make her an apron. So basically what you do is I use these 100% cotton. This is the brand. It comes in a pack of 10 or pack of 12 on Amazon. They are fairly lightweight, but they're very durable. And they look, to me, they have an interesting appearance, almost like gauze with the pleats. So I had her try on the apron I made for my sister, and I'm going to use that as my size gauge. I'm going to open this out and then just lay this one on top. Oh. Okay, so you want that there. Now the thing is, I have pleated up the top here for my sister, so it's not the correct size. So in order to get that the correct size, I would then need to pleat this to match. Of course, this isn't a very precise little project because this fabric, this flour sack fabric, it's stretchy. You know, you're not going to get one to look identical to another one, but your best guess, I guess, on the arm side is really all you need to worry about. So I'm just going to take a Pilot friction and ink pen and just kind of draw. So now I can just unpin right here. Just fold it in half. See how they match up. They should match up pretty darn good because they were both cut this way. Alright, that looks good. So I will then take my fabric scissors and cut this area right here. I'm not sure if you can see that or not. It's marked like that. And then save this little corner that you're cutting off because it makes a great face mask liner. There's literally no reason to get rid of this. Okay, so now we have that trimmed right there. What I did is I took some strips of this fabric that were 4 inches wide, and then I folded them down on the end right here, all of them, every single piece, pressed that down, folded this in half like so, and then unfolded that and folded each long raw edge to the middle like that, and then folded the whole thing in half and pressed. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. Alright, so the next step is to gather up 2 spots on each side of the center of the front. So that's what I have found to be kind of the best solution to this extra gappy On my apron, it just kind of falls down off of the front of my body because it's too gappy. But I've been taking 2 little pleats on each side of the center right here. I'm not measuring, it's just kind of like, you know, I'll get 1 set done and then I'll do the second set going the opposite direction. And I'll show you what I mean right here. I'm sure that if this were measured, it would be way off. I mean, I can kind of see that this is a little bit shorter, this is a little bit longer. So I can adjust these to be a little bit closer together, or I can loosen up these two. I think I'll bring these in a little bit more. And that's really, you know, really all I'm doing. So if you wanted to measure and have precise pleats, absolutely. And if you didn't want to measure, I think it's really not that difficult to just kind of eyeball how they should look. There. To me, that looks pretty darn good. And then what I'm going to do is stitch across the hemmed area right here. So where this is pre-hemmed by the company that made it, I'm just going to go right along this top line. And you could do a decorative stitch. I might do that this time. I haven't done it yet, so let's just go ahead and give that a go. The only way I can show you guys what that looks like is to take a picture with my phone camera, because the little light on my sewing machine does something to the focus on the Canon XA11, and I don't know why, but it will not allow me to show you. So this is number 28. This is the stitch I'm going to be using, and it is available to me on the Bernina 1080 Special, one of the legacy sewing machines. I don't know if they are still available on the newer machines. It could very well be that number 28 is a favorite that will always and forever be on the Bernina machine. I don't know. Okay. And that's what it looks like. All right, so the next thing is to take my sewing machine out of stitch 28 and get back to just a normal straight stitch. Now I don't feel like I need to put a piece of fabric across the front. What I do is I just bring this right here, right up to the edge of the raw piece of the towel, and fold it just right there like that. And I'm going to pin this in place. I'm going to make sure that this arm side is all the way in up to where the print fabric is folded, and just enclose and pin all the way down. You leave this length here and then take one of these pieces and just attach these two together, and then you have your tie that goes right around your waist. So that's the best option in this case for me. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave this just like it is. I'm not going to cut it off. I'm going to stitch it down. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. This way and stitch up this way like that. That gives you a little bit of added security with the tie. And now we're going to do the other side. Okay, so I'm going to do the other side. Alright, so now on the other side, I'm doing the other one, and I want to do it from the same side of this in case your bobbin thread is a different color or you want to be able to see the front. So you'll start by sewing off the edge like we did right here. At the end of our stitching, we were going along like this, and then we stitched at an angle off. So now we're going to start by stitching that angle and then the length of the arm side. So now we've come back up to the top edge where we did the little pleated neck. We're going to turn this way, like so. We're going to stitch off, and I'm going to just put this one right underneath and do the exact same thing with this one. Alright, and because I'm doing clothesline stitching here, I'm just going to trim this one little thread. So now both arm side areas have been done, encased in this cute gardening fabric. So the next step here is to make the tie. Gotta cut this thread. Just open up this whole big piece like this and this, and just stitch along right there. Alright, and then to keep the bulk out, I'm going to trim it as close to the stitching as I can, as close to it as I feel comfortable doing. And if you're concerned about that not being a good strong seam, just stitch it again. Two times is absolutely acceptable. Okay, and then it should just fold right back up to the the original fold that you had. And then if you want to, you can throw a couple pins in, kind of keep that seam lined up like that. Now I want to kind of measure, that might be a little bit long, but let's see. I'm not sure yet, so I'll do the other side, and I can tell already, I'm going to match them up. Just fold this in half at the arm side. Ouch. Okay, so I have folded the apron in half. I've lined up the arm side with the other arm side. And now I'm just going to measure each of the ties. Of course, this one won't be as long as, well, you can't see what I'm doing. This tie won't be as long as this one because this is the one that I just sort of attached extra to. But I want them to be even. So I'm going to take the last piece I have. So it turns out I'm not going to need to do another piece after all, because by the time I attach these two pieces together and then cut to the proper length here, that will leave me with enough to around the neck. So it's just such a great way to use that little pretty scrappy fabric. So now this is the end of the first one. This is the end of the one that I just attached. So I'm just going to trim this one to give me enough fabric to turn under right here. I don't think I even need to go press. I'm just going to fold this under, fold, just to keep the raw edge, you know, folded within your tie, like so. And of course, if you wanted to press that, absolutely you could. And then just pin it, make sure it stays together like that. And then we're just going to stitch all the way down, and look, we have literally enough fabric left for that neck piece. Okay. And I wish I had been able to keep up with the amount of time. I know it's, seriously, it's less than half an hour. I have had to go deal with the dogs a couple of times, but if I had just been sitting here sewing, I swear it's a 15-minute project. As long as you have these already made. That's really the thing that takes the longest. Now when I start up here at the edge of the apron, I'm stitching straight along that edge right there. And again, I'm just going to back up like that. Okay, so those are the two ties. So except for the neck, this little apron is done. So the thing to do is make sure you have it facing the right direction. So this is the outside. Oh yeah, I need to fold this one down. And you can finger press it or press it with your iron as needed, and then just attach it to the top of the apron. Oops. Right over the arm size space right there. Turn sideways, you've got to catch it on the outer edge right here. So just stitch. And then I'm going to back up. I do want that to be a good strong seam. And guess what? Our little apron is complete. Now, while I was sitting here creating this, it occurred to me that this one should go to my sister and this one should go to my daughter, because my daughter's favorite colors are these purples and blues, and my sister has a pair of shorts made from this fabric. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to swap them out. This one can go to live with my daughter, who will enjoy it, and she tried it on last night, so I know it fits her good. She'll love that. I might put a pocket on it before I give it to her, so she'll have something completely different to see. And then this one, I believe I'm going to go ahead and send it to live in its new home in Alabama. Clip off all these little strings and threads, and I think they're just adorable. They're so useful. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed this little apron tutorial. I will try to remember to link below the Amazon link for the dish towels. Enjoy it and enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you. Goodbye.